You are listening to the Crazy Town Podcast, Season 2, Episode 18, with Jonas and TNT Dynamite. TNT, have you ever heard of Mad Honey?
Wait, Mad Honey?
And I'm definitely not talking about when you piss off your girlfriend.
Oh, I like that, actually. I like that. No, I've never heard of it. Angry Bees, I'm guessing?
No, not Angry Bees. Basically, it's the only type of honey that's red instead of being like the amber color that it normally is. When bees feed off the pollen from rhododendron flowers, it's two types in particular. Rhododendron luteum, like Lutuem, and rhododendron ponticum. No, don't even make the joke.
I wouldn't.
Oh, what?
But
my
you
ass.
did.
My ass. So basically what it is it's a honey that like can make you hallucinate, essentially.
It's like fucking weed honey?
More like LSD honey.
Even better.
Yeah, it actually can go up to $60 to $80 a pound.
Really?
Yeah, it contains grayanoxin, which is GRAYANOTOXIN, which it says depending how much it is eaten can cause hallucinations, slowing to your heartbeat, or even temporary paralysis or unconsciousness.
No, I need that in my life.
I think you can buy it online, man. We should get some. Dude, we should get some.
It's legal?
Yeah, it's legal. We should get some from the internet, eat it, and then do an episode called the Mad Honey episode.
We just be here passed out.
We just be like,
yo, what happens if, because I guess, does weed have flowers? What happens if you like fed bees weed?
Oh, I don't know. Maybe you
nectar.
should grow a pot farm and
Weed
have
pollen.
bees and keep the bees in like a dome so they can only.
I don't know if they have the same type of like flowers
Yeah, I don't
that
know
bees
either.
can feed
I don't
off
know
of.
about that. I've never even
but
seen
that
marijuana
sounds
before.
You had the straightest look on your face when you said that too. That's so great.
Why would it not be straight? It's the truth. So anyways, it says these flowers flourish at high altitudes. So a lot of times the bees end up forming nests on the side of cliffs and shit. So it says that to get the honey is almost as dangerous as like trying to eat it.
I'm sure somebody out there has a fucking greenhouse / bee sanctuary.
Oh, I'm sure. Well, this is like they said it's like Central America countries and shit. Like I think are where it's real popular, or maybe it's Europe or something. But it's not like it's not mainly in the U.S. It's like abroad.
I just don't think that the bee industry has like guys with backpacks going into the wilderness.
Oh no! Like
them out of the
this honey isn't made
hive.
by like the honey industry. This is made by like people who are trying to sell it to make a ton of money because it makes you trip balls.
But you said it was legal, right?
Yeah, it's not illegal.
So shouldn't we just start selling it?
Let's do it.
Crazy Town Red Honey,
Yes,
Angry Honey.
exactly. So real quick before we get into the episode, there's the earliest encounters with this honey. 401 BC, one of Socrates' students had written about how soldiers had stolen honey along their route, and as they passed through town, they ended up like vomiting and having diarrhea and could no longer even stand because they ate so much of it. And then like they woke up the next day and were fine and left. Like,
It's not your dad's honey.
No.
Mike's Hard Honey.
It says also in 69 BC, local soldiers put this honey along the path when the great army of Pompey was traveling in order to incapacitate them, and then they swooped in and like murdered them because they were incapacitated from the honey. So they like put it like, oh, let's eat this honey, and then they're like laying all fucked up, and then they just come in and kill them.
Yeah, I'm interested in this, but I don't want to die.
I know, right?
But yeah,
we just like put a little bit on some toast. So they also say it's used as medicine. Can help hypertension. That's high blood pressure, right?
It is.
And it also can be a substitute for Viagra.
What?
I knew that would interest you. That's why I saved it.
Wait. See, that's not coming across right.
Wait.
Don't do
not
that.
because you have erectile dysfunction, but because
because man, why
What?
are you trying to get me up?
Give you up.
You're trying to get me up.
Oh, whoa! There's two meanings to that. Anyways,
Jesus.
now that we've taught you how to trip balls off of honey, enjoy the show, everybody. Hello, 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 and welcome to another episode of the Crazy Town Podcast. My name is Jonas. I am your host, and I am here with
TNT Dynamite, the explosive one. TNT DINOMIGHT. What's up, Jonas? I dabbed with the T.
Did you? I wasn't even looking. I didn't even see it. We're across from each other. I missed your dab.
That's all right.
That's all right. It was probably better I didn't see it. But anyways, everybody, welcome to the Crazy Town Podcast. We are so glad that you joined us today. We have some cool ass shit ready to go for you.
Some cool ass shit.
Yeah, you know, that's how we do it on the Crazy Town Podcast. We do want to mention that we also have a YouTube channel, Crazy Town Media. It has all of our podcasts and all of our gaming videos. So if you're into any of that, check us out on YouTube under Crazy Town Media.
Go there.
Definitely do it.
Go.
Also, make sure you follow us on Twitter. At the Crazy Town Pod is our podcast, and at Crazy Town Media is for everything under the Crazy Town umbrella. If you do not do that by the time I finish talking, Grandma is not going to take you to the Taco and Mexican Wrestling Festival next weekend.
But Grandma, I love Lucha Libres.
You do love Lucha Libres.
They're all right.
You constantly talk about them.
I walk around in my mask all the time.
You actually have it on right now.
My Rey Mysterio replica.
It is a Rey Mysterio replica. All right, and of course, as always, the cornucopia of continuous information about the Crazy Town, thecrazytown.com. And then once again, I do want to give a quick shout out to Something Involving a Monkey. They are a band that gives us permission to use their music in between our segments. Please Google them. They are an awesome, interesting band. Definitely cool as shit. Cool as shit. See, it's a trending theme on the Crazy Town Podcast. Episode 18, full of cool ass shit.
That was just a little taste of some cool shit for you guys. Fresh from the ass.
That's so foul, dude. All right. Well, TNT. All right. Before we get into this awesome shit, cool ass shit I got to talk about today.
Can't wait.
Do you want to drop some knowledge on these hoes?
Yeah, I can do it.
All right.
Let's go.
All right. What do you got for us today?
Today's word, and I mean, some of you might know it already, but I just want to bring it to your attention. Today's word is ubiquitous.
Ooh, how do you spell that?
Ubiquitous. That's it.
Ubiquitous.
Yep, that's it.
Okay, good deal.
It means to being or seeming everywhere, kind of like the crazy town is in your lives. It means to be omnipresent.
Oh, so it's like when you buy a new car and then you happen to see your car everywhere.
No, it's kind of like the internet. Or
oh wait,
government.
we talked about that in the last episode, sales tricks that fucking teach you shit. Episode 17. Go check it out.
People would consider God ubiquitous.
Oh, okay, like a higher being. Like, oh yeah, we're like that. we're like
Jonas
God.
can't stay out of church.
yeah. You know, me and the what are they called? Pews. Me and the pews. We're tight.
Me and the pews.
Is that what they are?
Can you be tight with the pews?
You can tell how many times I've been in a church. Many, that is. I'm a very religious man. As you see how I talk on this show. Very religious. All right, I'm gonna get right into shit, man. I'm gonna bust this cherry quicker than somebody who has their cherry busted.
Poppin' daddies.
Cherry poppin' daddies.
Yeah.
Zoot suit riots all over the fucking place. Okay, TNT.
What do you got?
How do you feel about human prosthetics?
Like,
as someone who knows about the medical field, like prosthetics for humans. Like,
yeah, I guess they can be helpful.
Okay.
I've seen like lately, like the fingers. Did you see that on fucking Reddit?
No, I didn't.
They made like prosthetic fingers for a guy who was missing all of his fingers. You could like pick up.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, they're getting pretty crazy with shit. Yeah. So as far as like, as you know right now, when you hear someone's getting a prosthetic, what is the reason why they're getting the prosthetic?
So that they have an alibi for shooting their girlfriend through the bathroom door.
Yes, Pistorius.
Yeah, I'm talking about you. You know who.
Yeah, you are. Oscar. When you're listening to our podcast in jail for killing your girl, remember that.
I think he got out of it.
No, I think he got it. I think they retried him and he went back to jail.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, you know, they don't have double jeopardy in Uruguay or wherever the fuck that was. Wasn't he in Uruguay or something like that?
No, where Oscar Pistorius was.
All right.
But anyway.
Anyways, so yeah, normally someone has a disability that they need a prosthetic to help them get back to tech, in quotes, normalcy, right?
Yeah.
Like they're missing a hand, they get a new hand, etc. A grad student named Danny Claude, it's a female. She has invented what I believe to be the first human enhancement prosthetic. So what this is, it's a 3D printed opposable thumb, but you wear it on your hand on the opposite side of your current thumb. So you essentially get 6 fingers instead of 5.
The second thumb? Is that what it's called?
Essentially.
Yeah, okay.
So for everyone listening, imagine your hand, look at your hand, and then imagine you had a thumb coming off the other side where your pinky is. So basically, this begins to explore human augmentation and redefining prosthetics as an extension of the body rather than like something you need if you have a disability.
Yeah, I guess.
Dude, this thing looked fucking badass. Like, I saw some pictures and some video.
I saw a little bit of that.
Did you really see
I've
it?
seen
So, essentially, for everybody at home, it has a strap that you wear around your hand, and then it attaches this extra thumb to the opposite side of your hand. Well, then there's a bracelet that you wear as well, and the bracelet has motors and wires and stuff that responds to Bluetooth commands. And basically how you use it is there's a pressure sensor that you wear under your foot in your shoe. And when you want the opposable thumb to grasp, you push down with your foot and it causes the thumb to grasp.
What would I need a second thumb for?
Well, right. I mean, right. But, dude, what do we
Okay.
need? What do we need half the shit people are inventing nowadays for? People are doing shit because we ran out of, like, practical ideas. Now they're like, oh, let's go colonize Mars just because.
All right. Well, I guess in theory, adding on appendages sounds great, but I think we pretty much beat out
Evolution?
evolution.
Oh, yeah.
We're all right. We're doing okay.
Oh, I agree, 100%.
So I don't need a
absolutely
second
do.
thumb. A third arm would be nice, I guess, but
That'd be kind of weird. Or would Al Bundy say a third breast on the back for dancing? So, but it says the thumb is made of plastic and uses a cable system to function, so it mimics the natural movement of the thumb. So it's essentially like having 2 fucking thumbs on each hand.
Mm-hmm.
Like, so it showed them like grasping a ball, and like, but my mindset was like, I can already grasp a ball without a second
exactly.
thumb. So why do I need this? I mean, it's like this chick's just doing this because she's like, well, I'm an engineering major and I don't know what else to do for my thesis, so let's make it. You know what I mean? That's pretty much what it seems like.
Somebody get out there and design a prehensile tail that I can like grab stuff out of the cabinet.
Oh, like a fucking like it's a tail, but you can use it like a.
Yeah, I want to be able to grab a glass and fill that some
What
bitch
was
up
that
with my tail.
Spider-Man villain that had like Dr. Octopus with like all the arms, but it would be like like that.
Oh,
Well,
that would be great.
well, you have like fucking like 8 like it's like angel wings, but it's just arms.
Yeah,
That would be
great.
fucking awesome.
That
Oh
would
my
be
god, I would get one of those. Anyways, so the 3D printing said the design allows for flexibility in future models. So you can, if you want to like, I don't know, if you want like a smaller thumb or a bigger thumb, I don't know. I don't really understand what that meant,
Oh
but
my God.
that's kind of where it was. So TNT, what do you think about prosthetics to enhance your body instead of disabilities? I get the disability. I think that is an amazing thing. Like, if I ever got my fucking hand cut off, it's so awesome that today I could get a mechanical hand that functions about fucking probably 90% as well as a regular hand. You know what I mean? But what do you think about people doing this? What I see happening is rich motherfuckers just like, well, I got $1 billion. Why don't I just add 2 extra arms? And now I'm Goro from Mortal Kombat. And I'm just running around fucking.
I don't see that happening.
Like
They'd be looked at as like the weirdo. Nobody wants to hang out with the weirdo.
Elon Musk is trying to colonize fucking Mars. He's gonna run around with 4 arms soon. I bet you.
No, dude,
He's gonna be Dr. Octopus.
Dude, I'm not hanging out with the dude with 4 arms because I'm gonna be like, oh fucking, here comes fucking Jeff with the fucking 4 arms. How much you want to bet that he could just grab the glass off the table with the fucking arm he has, but he's gonna grab it off there he goes.
He's like
He did it.
He's like a show off.
Had
He's
to
like
grab the glass
he's like,
with the 4th arm.
What do you guys bet Jeff's gonna go out and be like, oh no, I'll get everybody's drinks and there's 8 of us. He'll bring them all back. He'll have 8 mugs of beer.
How much you want to bet he asks some bitch to arm wrestle him at the party just so he can show the arm off?
He'll arm wrestle 4 people at once just because he can.
I'm not hanging out with that guy.
He sounds like a douche already. Fuck Jeff.
Have you heard of CRISPRs though?
No, what's that?
Those are like the little fucking so we can affect DNA, so that we can give ourselves certain abilities. They're saying that essentially like the ceiling is like we can obtain superpowers, but lower we can like cure diseases. We can unlock parts of the mind which we don't utilize.
Oh wow,
this is all like scientific shit. You might have to look into that.
Yeah.
That is some cool shit.
Why don't I write that down? What are they called?
CRISPRs, but it's all consonants. So
what do you mean it's all consonants?
It's CRSPR.
Oh, I got you. Okay. Yeah. Is it an acronym? Does it stand for something?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I don't know because I'm not a science guy.
Speaking of Elon, I know you hate when I call him that. That's why I do it. Did you see that the other day he had a conference call with a bunch of news people and he like was being totally a fucking asshole to everybody?
I saw the memes.
And he, I guess like he had a conference call about like his space project or whatever. And, people were asking him like legitimate questions and he would just be like, that's ignorant. Next. And like, then he went and then he gave some random dude with a YouTube channel like 20 minutes to ask him questions about whatever he wanted and answered all of his questions. But like the New York Post and the Washington Journal or Wall Street Journal and all that shit.
So great. That's so fucking Elon too.
It is. But here's what I worry about with him. You know, he's always portrayed to be so positive. Mm-hmm. But it's like somebody like that, once they've won over people enough to be able to do things that no one else has been able to do, such as launch satellites in space, things like that, if he decided to turn evil, he could fuck shit up, dude.
Yeah.
Like, he could be like Dr. Evil.
I'm sure that the government keeps checks on what he's actually sending into space. And
yeah, but, I mean,
he's doing.
Yeah, well, just like we all assumed the government would keep checks on what Facebook was doing.
Yeah. But I mean,
you know what
they ain't gonna let Elon Musk send like a laser into space and the fuck.
And then he'll just hold the world ransom. Like he's like, I have a space laser disguised as fucking.
You know what the theory is about Elon, though?
That he's a robot.
I called him Elon on accident. I hate that you've had that influence on me. They say that he's actually from the future.
Oh,
but he's just like a college student. That was like, he knows a bunch of shit that people know in the future, just general knowledge, and he's traveled back in time.
Oh,
and
to like,
it's just like broing out, like, I'm going to send my car to space.
Right. Oh, and like Teslas and all this stuff that people are like, oh my God, battery walls and da-da-da.
It's like, I already know we can.
So it's like,
Mars.
it's like, I know you said you haven't watched this in a long time, but Hot Tub Time Machine.
Okay.
At the end of the movie, the one character goes back in time and his name's Lou and he like starts Google, but he calls it Lugal. And he like, and he puts out like Every Rose Has a Thorn by whatever, Poison or whoever, but like as him doing it. So it's like, so that, oh my God. So it's like, he's just like, he's like a 20, like a third, however he is fucking kid in like 2050. And he's like, I figured out how to go back in time. So now I'm going to go back to 2010 and I'm going to be rich as fuck because no one knows what I know.
Yeah.
And I'm not even that great in 20. So he's rechanging his own history, but in matter, changing all of our history. But he has a brother too. His brother, though, no, I'm not even fucking joking.
Are we reviewing Hot Tub Time Machine?
No. This is Elon Musk's brother.
Oh, you're talking about
no. That after I talked about the Every Rose Has a Thorn.
Elon's brother.
I guess his brother. I read an article. He's reinvented the way to do farming, like urban farming. He, I thought we talked about this on an episode, but if not, I'll touch on it real quick. I read an article where he's figured out a way to take like those, those like big shipping crates they like build houses out of and stuff sometimes. He said that he's figured out a way to turn them into like hydroponic cabinet pods that you can grow like acres worth of vegetables in. So like in urban environments, like in big cities, you can stack these fucking containers and grow vegetation like you're in the fucking...
Like a green skyscraper.
Or wherever. If you just
Instead
have
of a
any...
house.
Basically, you don't even need sun, essentially, is what I mean, though. It's done all closed off with like LEDs or whatever the fuck they use, grow lights or whatever. But it said the one shipping container could grow like acres worth of vegetables. And I was like, holy shit, that's like reinventing the game.
Yeah.
So
seems pretty cool.
Yeah. I mean, but he could have came back from the future with Elon. They could have held hands and fucking teleported and now they're taking over the world.
Could be, man.
Could
be.
I'm going to Mars. Wait, I can't get there without Elon. Damn it. All right. Well, I will take a quick break here on Crazy Town Podcast, and we will be right back to get into some crazy-ass shit.
Where am I?
And welcome back to the Crazy Town Podcast with TNT Dynamite and Jonas. TNT, what's up, dude?
Nothing, Jonas.
Are you
living my best life?
Are you? You and Cardi?
Jonas, can we connect for 1 second?
About what?
I'm gonna do this.
Oh God.
You might not like it.
All right.
But I'm gonna do it.
Oh Jesus. Here we go, guys.
Fuck Kanye West. All right, that's all.
Oh,
I had to get that out.
And you know what, man?
I had to get it out.
And you know what?
I had to get it out.
I can't do anything but agree that he is a fucking trash fucking person, dude.
And I want to be one of those guys that separates the music from the person. It's making it really difficult.
Well, you like some other artists that have done some inhumane shit. So
I was a big Bill Cosby fan.
Him and music artists. There's some music artists
a lot of them, man.
There's a lot of trash ass people. Well, you don't have to be a good person to make good music.
Yeah, I know.
And that's what and it's just the same thing with athletes, dude. Like, you are so enabled by everyone in your circle because no one wants to piss you off because you got the money, you got the power, that you feel like you can do anything you fucking want, and no one will tell you, that's probably not a good idea to do that. You know what I mean? Like, who's going to tell Kanye it's not a good idea to go to TMZ? How many other celebrities you see walking in TMZ?
I don't even mind him wearing the hat. I don't. Good for you. Wear the hat if that's what you want to do. But all right, what we got on the docket?
So,
what do we got on
did
the
you ever read 1984 back in the day?
1984.
Yeah, the book. Big Brother's watching you, like that whole.
Is that the airplane game for Nintendo?
Yeah, that was I like that. That was 1942 and 1943.
It was close.
I think 1984 was actually written in 1942. So it's what you really don't know what I'm talking about.
No, honestly.
George Orwell wrote a book in I think in the 40s
about
what his vision of 1984 would be like, and it's like a totalitarian state with like. But what's kind of fucked up about it is like he talks about like flat screen monitors on your wall that like the government can talk to you through and like
84
right but essentially like in a lot of like how the government has tons of control over what we do, things like that. But like it's kind of funny that like 30 years after his vision in 84, that's kind of like where we're moving towards as we progress in the future. So it's like he was a little off by like a few decades, but his mindset was like fucking maybe he was from the future. No, because we would have been way more advanced.
Yeah, he would have been more right. We're not quite Jetsons level, but we're close.
Dude.
Like you do, we can FaceTime people, and it was funny in the Jetsons how you wanted FaceTime, and now that we have it, I'm like, no way, I'm FaceTiming anybody.
I know, right? You're like, oh, that'd be awesome, because it's like the thought, and like you never thought it'd become reality, and then when it is reality, you're like, this sucks.
Yeah, when I can get a chair that takes me from my bedroom to the kitchen,
they have chassis chairs that do that shit.
I want a chair that just like.
Yeah, dude.
I just go to the kitchen and grab something.
Can I be real for a minute?
What's up?
When I see people FaceTime in public, I want to slap their fucking phone out of their hand.
Yo, we can't even get the Bluetooth to catch on. You're gonna FaceTime,
right? It's like people are like walking around the goddamn grocery store on fucking speakerphone, like talking to like their mom. I just want to walk up and just fucking slap. Just so their mom can be like, oh, honey, you okay? What happened? Doesn't that bother the fuck out of you?
I don't usually see it that often, but
I've seen it.
I just be like, man, you're pretentious, I guess. I don't know.
Right?
Like, just hold it up to your like we all do. But that, you know what? In 20 years, that might be.
Yeah, we'll be the old guy going, why you gotta have your phone out looking at the person you're talking to, boy?
Yeah. You know, I'm really surprised because I really thought the Bluetooth would catch on. I was a big advocate for the Bluetooth. But
well, I mean, they do catch on, like, but just not the way they think that they thought they would, where everyone would wear them all the time. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, people did for a while with those big-ass headsets and shit.
You still look like somebody's fucking uncle if you wear Bluetooth, so don't put it on.
Yeah, unless you get the ones that, like, go inside your ear completely, look like a hearing aid, then you can't really tell you're doing it. So it's way cool then. Anyways, have you heard of China's social ranking system yet?
China's social ranking system?
Yes, this is legitly real. I'm not fucking. This is a true ass story, and it's fucking scary.
Social ranking system. No, I'm not familiar with this.
This is literally like Big Brother becoming reality. Okay, so China is communist, so they can do whatever the fuck they want.
Yeah, and they do.
Oh, they absolutely do. So basically, they have created a system of social credit, which is kind of equivalent to a credit score, but it moves up or down based on your behavior as a human. Your fucking face just said everything that, like, I felt all the emotion that you fucking had in that moment with your face.
Well, I don't know. I'm thinking about it. I almost feel like that's probably a good thing.
Well, right. I'm going to get into it. It's like, I feel that it has positives, but it's like a little too much of like government involvement for me. But I'll explain to you how it works. It says the exact methodology is secret, and it's still kind of in like beta testing mode, I guess you would call it, because it's not like full blown. I think it says 2020 it'll be in full place.
Okay. Things
that can affect your social score. Things such as paying your bills late, bad driving.
Okay, I agree with that.
Smoking in non-smoking areas. Buying too many video games or playing them too long.
Oh, get the fuck out of here.
Well, that opens up a whole other can of worms I'll get into. Posting fake news online, especially regarding terrorism or airport security.
Okay, I kind of agree with that.
Wasting money on frivolous purchases. And it said posting on social media, so I guess that I would assume that probably means posting, like being on social media too much. Like, you know, where they monitor you and so, like, here's what's weird about me. Like, why the fuck do they care what you buy? Also, how do they know how much video games are you playing?
How do they know what you're buying and who dictates whether a purchase is frivolous or not?
Big Brother. That's exactly what Big Brother was. The whole thing of that book was Big Brother is watching you. Basically saying the government knows what you're doing all the time.
I've heard that sentiment before.
Yeah, it's like a very common thing. A lot of people don't know it's from 1984. That book is fucking amazing. If you've never read it, I know you don't read books, but I'm joking.
Put me on blast in the flag. No, fuck you. I don't read books. Fuck you.
Not that you're illiterate. They might have like a YouTube video of someone reading it or
Look
something.
at this guy. He just mansplained something to me. This motherfucker. Yeah, okay, anyway. Big Brother. Fuck books.
I wasn't trying to call you out or anything. Okay, so what happens if you're a bad person, right?
Yeah, what happens if you decide to have a donut with your breakfast this morning and the
it's
government
frivolous.
wags their finger?
Okay.
What's up?
So here's some of the things that were listed in this article that can happen to you if you have a low social score. You can be banned from flying or trains.
Okay. That should be.
It says 9 million people with low scores are already blocked from buying tickets for domestic flights. And 3 million have been banned from business class train tickets already. So, like, they can't leave the country because they suck as a person.
Well, you said business class.
No.
They can still go coach.
The flight is not business class. Just the train is business class. The flight is just domestic flights. Like, you can't buy fucking plane tickets. Like, imagine if, like, you wanted to go visit your family in Ohio and the government was just like, sorry, TNT Dynamite, you can't fly.
Yeah, I would definitely be on that list. See, I'm wondering if they're like just doing that for like no fly, like how we have like flight risk or no flight.
9 million of their own citizens, our flight risks.
I guess you got a point there.
Yeah, I mean, come on, dude.
I guess you got a point there.
Something else, they can throttle your internet if you're a bad person.
What?
It says it didn't have a lot of explanation on that, so I'm not sure what that means. But I mean, obviously, it's probably as cut and dry as it sounds. They can ban you or your children from going to the best schools. It says 17 people who refused military service were banned from enrolling in higher education. And citizens with low social credit are not able to enroll their kids in the best private schools.
Wow. And how many people are being negatively affected by this?
Oh, I don't know. Like, obviously, I'm sure they haven't put out full stats about it. You know what I mean? It says it can stop you from getting the best jobs. It says an example is trust-breaking, in quotes, people would be banned from gaining management jobs in government-owned firms or banks. So it says that basically, it says like there's like a list of people that they suggest that businesses should consult before making a hire. That if they're on this list, they shouldn't hire them. It says they can keep you out of the best hotels. So if you're trying to travel and go on vacation, they can refuse you from renting a room at a hotel in the area. It says people who refer – yeah, this is also it. People who refuse military service also banned from hotels and vacation destinations. So, like, if you want to go to the most popular place in China, I have no idea what it is because I'm not very versed on Chinese culture, as well as that girl who wore that prom dress. You know what I'm talking about?
It's not my goddamn culture. It's not your goddamn prom dress. I love it.
You know, so like, say you want to go to fucking, say it's fucking wherever like the coolest shit happens, like you can't go because like you're a bad person because the government tells you you're a bad person.
Can I give you one bit of perspective?
Yeah, sure.
China's population, I just Googled it right now, 1.379 billion.
Yeah, they have like almost.
You said that 9 million people were affected.
Yeah,
I
bro,
just want to say,
it's not a percentage game.
Look, that's 0.01%, less than that. That's not that bad.
Wow, look at you.
I'm just saying.
Where's your fucking?
You make it. I just wait. Look.
Where's your communist flag, bro? Why don't you fucking put it on?
Communist. You're gonna call me a commie. Look, I'm not being a communist. I'm just saying is that while your number sounds high,
proportionally, it's not.
Yeah, apropos of nothing at all. When you combine it with the fact that they have 1.3 billion people in their country, that's less than 0.01%.
That's true.
Or no, is it 1%?
Whatever. I mean, regardless, it's low. Yeah. It's low.
I'm not numbers.
That's true.
But yeah.
Yeah, right. So the other thing they can do to you is they can shame you as a bad citizen.
Scarlet leather?
No, essentially that list I spoke of before, they'll put you on a blacklist, and anyone can refer to this list and see if you're on it, and they can deny you services.
Man, we kind of do shit like that.
Yeah, and it says the prototype blacklist already exists, and it's been used to punish people accordingly.
Yeah, we kind of do that here, though. Like, if you're a criminal, man, you're going right in that fucking criminal mag.
Oh, that's true, because, like, felonies, like, people with drug felonies can't get, like, student loan aid.
If you touch children, you gotta tell everybody.
Yeah, that's true. You're listed in a registry, like, or even if it's an example of, like, you're 18, your girlfriend's 16, and their mom wants to fucking press charges. Mm-hmm. It's not. I mean, you're only 2 years. You're in high school together, but yet you're a fucking convicted sexual deviant.
And that's kind of what I'm thinking is that if they're just targeting like these type individuals, then I'm kind of fine with that.
But it opens the door.
I mean, I don't want anybody punishing you for your My Little Pony purchases, but
hey, man, you get off my ponies.
Yeah. See, they're not going to know what to believe.
Yeah, right. I know. We're just going to start throwing out all this fake news about us.
I don't think they're going to throttle your internet or fucking like make you not be able to fly because you're making frivolous. Some of those like lower class ones. I agree that it's fucked up that they're watching you, but if they're keeping some of these dirt bags off the street,
but I mean, I guess if you have the United States has I think like 300 million people, and they have look that up. I think so. They have 4 or 5 times as many people. Yeah. As we have. Mm-hmm. And it's hard enough to keep our fucking population in check. So, and we're a democracy.
325 million.
Okay, so 4-ish times.
Wow.
So, like, imagine there was 4 times the amount of people everywhere you went and trying to keep that shit in order. Yeah. With one fucking government. I mean, I get it, but it's fucked up.
It is fucked up. It wouldn't fly over here.
Oh,
man.
God. Well,
it wouldn't fly.
They're communists. They're afraid of the government. Here, we would fucking revolt. People would fucking.
And nothing would happen.
Yeah, people would be like, "Oh, that's really terrible."
We'd march on it, but
no, they'd be like, "That's really terrible." Let's go to McDonald's.
3 weeks later, we'd be mad about something else.
Right. They'd be like, "What's Kanye doing?"
Why did Ben Roethlisberger cheat on his wife?
Oh, zing. So now we talked about the bad side. Well, what does being a good person do for you?
Oh, okay, yeah. So there's a light side to it.
Yes. So a good score can speed up travel applications to exit the country. So you basically can get expedited passports and things like that.
Okay, all right.
Discount on energy bills.
Shut the hell. Okay.
Rent things without a deposit.
Oh.
Get a better interest rate.
Okay.
And here's one. Even dating sites will boost your profile on the site.
And you know that's incentive over there because of the the shortage of women.
Well,
it's
yeah,
like 4-1.
Well, yeah,
over there.
and the limitation of how many kids you can have, and all. I mean, the whole like marrying, family, all that's really important over there because, like you said, there's not as many women. There's regulations on how many kids you can have. You get together with the wrong woman, have your 2 kids. You guys split up, and she takes the kids, and you don't ever get to see them. That's it. You can't have any more fucking kids. That's it. Like that's. I mean, granted, that doesn't it doesn't fit all fucking scenarios, but for some people, that would be fucking devastating.
Yeah, and I mean, it just kind of eliminates your freedom of choice, you know?
Right?
Like you don't really have any choice over what's going on. But yeah, I don't know, man. That's still pretty drastic. Do I get a big gold star on my above
It's like
my
the Scarlet
door?
Letter, but they tattoo a gold star on your forehead.
Yeah, I'm a good citizen.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I don't know,
They
man.
just put like a penis on your forehead.
Honestly, the punishment seemed to drastically outweigh some of the pluses.
Yeah, well, because like, what if you have like a bad day, man? Like,
just start shooting people?
you ever
at
did you ever watch
intersection.
Black Mirror?
I've heard of Black
Did
Mirror.
you watch?
I've not seen a single episode.
There was one episode that basically was this. It was about how everyone had a social ranking, and depending on what your social ranking is, you could get into certain events and couldn't. And it followed one girl, but the events happened in real time. So as you did shit, it automatically dropped or raised or whatever. And she was trying to get her score up to go to like her friend's wedding, and shit just kept happening to her, bad, and her score just kept dropping and dropping and dropping and dropping and dropping. And in the end, she ends up in fucking like jail or something. It's fucking crazy. It's like
I've heard of that episode.
it's
actually
crazy. Like I think it's episode 1 of season 3, I think, but it's fucked up.
Oh, spoilers, by the way.
Oh, whatever. Dude. It's been out for like 3 years.
I haven't seen it.
You haven't seen fucking Tommy Boy. It was released in 1996.
I have not seen Tommy.
Right. So I shouldn't tell you what happens in the end.
No, I'm going to watch it.
They save the oil company.
No, I'm holding it on the back burner.
Yeah, just in case one day I'm bored. So anyways, Human Rights Watchdog called this a chilling development and a futuristic vision of Big Brother out of control. Mm-hmm. But they interviewed a citizen in China who decided to only go by the name of Chen, and he says, everyone's behavior has gotten better and better. For example, we always stop at crosswalks now in our vehicles. If you don't, you will lose points. At first, I was worried about losing points, but now we're just getting used to it. So everyone's just fucking giving up, man. They're being cucked by their government.
I just don't understand how are they keeping track on people? How do we know the accuracy of the system? How is it not being manipulated by like the chosen few?
Well, hackers can manipulate anything. I mean, look at fucking Bitcoin.
I mean, I'm not just talking about hackers necessarily, but how are they have 1.5 billion people in the country. How are you keeping up on 1.5 billion people's scores? How are you keeping up on 1 billion people's scores?
How are you keeping up on fucking 2 million people's
Exactly.
scores?
This is what I'm saying. So I just don't understand, like, how accurate is it? Like, are they really tracking everybody's license plate? Do they have just, like, chips placed in them at birth?
I don't know.
I'm not game for that, man.
No, me neither, dude. I don't even like I like use incognito mode on my web browser 95% of the time.
Do you really?
Yeah.
I sure don't.
Do you not?
Yeah.
I mean,
I don't look up pony porn like
yeah,
you. Yeah,
right. I know, right? But I feel they still, even though it's called incognito, I guarantee they can still see what you do.
Yeah.
I mean, Google can, I'm sure.
Exactly.
Maybe not.
Well, they can see everything.
Maybe not like it won't be stored to your emails history, but Google will still know.
Yeah,
what the fuck
Google, get the fuck out of here advertising me the same fucking advertisement on everything that I own. I buy one thing from a store. I'm not even going to give them the fucking acknowledgement that they
right.
get. But I'm tired of getting emails from the motherfuckers and seeing them in the bottom hand of the fucking ad bar on every app that I go into.
Yep.
Tired of it, Google.
Big brother, bro.
The fuck out of here.
Yeah.
When is Google going to get its fucking upcomings like fucking Facebook?
Oh, I'm sure it's going to come, and it's going to be way worse than Facebook.
Oh, yeah.
Because not only Facebook just kept what we put on it, Google attaches our email to everything, so it's...
Yo, I'm telling you right now, I'm getting in on that class action suit.
Of what, Facebook?
Of Google when it happens.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, man. I'll get my 8 cents.
You're not getting 8 cents.
Fuck yeah, you are, because if every 325 million people jump on the lawsuit...
Not everybody's going to just jump on. Well, you think it's going to be one of those things where they send everybody a check in the mail?
That's what class action suits do. So you get part of the payout, but then the lawyers get like 25% of the payout. The person who filed the suit gets like 20% of the payout. Then everyone else gets the last 50%.
So we got to be the first ones to file.
Yes.
Oh,
I actually thought about filing a suit against Facebook right when all that shit happened, and like the next day I saw that someone else had already done it.
God damn, bro, we gotta be fast.
You will literally, as soon as this shit happens, you need to call an attorney and be like, let's do a clash action.
Gotta be fast.
Because the attorneys will jump on it because they get the biggest payday of them all. Because they get like 20% off the top before anybody else gets shit. Anyways, I got some quick hits. We do quick hits now and again.
Let's do it.
Not
Just
long.
a quick hit section.
Bow, 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 bow.
Rocky Balboa.
So, you ever drink and drive? Have you? Let me ask you a question. Seriously, legit. Have you ever drinking?
I feel like I could be culpable for my answers here, though. What's the statute
I'm
of limitation?
I'm not saying have you drove drunk and hit someone and killed them and left them on the side of the road or
but
anything.
it's still illegal. So,
Have you ever sped? Same fucking thing, bro.
Yes, I have drank and drive before.
Like to the point where you probably shouldn't have, or just maybe like you've had a few drinks and drove. Like, did you ever get in the car and go, I really probably shouldn't be fucking driving right now, but you did anyway?
Yeah, I feel.
I've only ever done it one time, legit. That I knew I probably shouldn't drive, but I did. I swear.
Look at good guy Jonas over here.
Yeah, dude. I had some family that had gotten to some shit when they were younger, and it kind of taught me that lesson before I got old enough to drink. Yeah. So there was a truck driver in Ontario, Canada. He was pulled over. He was semi-truck driver, mind you, big rig, and he was 3 times the legal limit. Also had open liquor in his truck. Pretty big fucking deal, right? Those things are like basically could barrel through anything.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, so, you know, it's bad. But what was he hauling? Oh, 16,500 gallons of propane.
So he's driving in a giant
bomb.
Stick of dynamite.
Basically. Like, somebody called because he was swerving or something. They pulled him over. He had open liquor in the fucking truck. It said 63,000 kilograms, which when I did the conversion, it was 16,500 gallons of propane. I mean, propane's a gas, but it turns, I think it's liquid inside the container.
Yeah, something like that.
Something like that. So this dude essentially could have caused a fucking disaster.
Could have, but he didn't.
Yeah, but he didn't. Like,
he knew how much he could take.
China's government knew what was going on. He was a social ranking. He was a Chinese citizen. He was in Canada. They had his blood alcohol content on monitor. It was like ding, 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 ding.
Dude, those truck drivers have a hard life, though.
They really do. Yeah, I mean, I had a couple friends when I was younger that like their parents were truck drivers, and not only the effect it had on their family because they were always gone and shit, but like. You're like, oh, I need to go from Ohio to California in 24 hours. That's not even fucking possible, but I'm going to try.
Yeah. You tried doing that with truckers' herpes.
Yeah, right?
It's not easy.
The lot lizards and shit. So, did I ever tell you about the time I fucking took a ride with a truck driver? Me and another guy from Asheville. I don't know if you know him.
Ass gas, or cash. Which one did you give him? That's the rules of the road.
No, I'll tell you the story real quick.
Okay.
It had nothing to do with any of that.
All
I was sitting over at the greenhouse that we've talked about before on this show. The fucking seafoam greenhouse where we always used to go.
Okay, the party house.
The party house.
Yeah.
Me and this other person, we'll call him AH
Carl.
for anonymity's sake.
Sure. All right. What happened?
We were sitting on the steps. Like, we were over there drinking. We were sitting on the steps. And for where this house was, if you didn't turn down the road and went straight, there was a bridge, but the bridge was out. So he turned down this road, and he saw us sitting on the porch, so he stopped. And he was like, hey, this is before GPS and shit, dating myself. And he stopped, and he yelled out to me and the kid sitting on the patio, on the porch, and was like, hey, guys, I'm supposed to deliver it was a beer truck. It was English. The name of the company was English, but they delivered alcohol. He goes, I'm supposed to take this alcohol down to the down to this area where there's a bunch of bars and stuff. He goes, but the bridge is out. I have no idea how to get there.
So you sharpened them to
so
the
we were like,
destination?
So we were like, we were kind of drunk. Me and him were like,
great.
Me and him were like, well, we can ride with you if you want, if you bring us back. And he was like, all right. So me and this dude hopped in this cab of this truck with this dude, drove through our small-ass town, showed him how to get to where he had to go. He then turned and drove us back and dropped us off. And it was kind of funny. Like, the dude was kind of fucking strange, obviously. But, like, realizing, like, me and him got back and we're like, that guy could have totally fucking, like, tied us up, fucked us, and robbed
I was
us.
thinking that myself. Like, honestly, that didn't seem like a good move.
I mean, that was probably one of the worst decisions I made. But look, he was actually a really cool guy. I mean, really cool. He was funny. We were joking around and fucking out. But he, like, the other thing that, looking back, I'm like, okay, so you let these, like, 17-year-old boys jump in your truck and ride around with them.
All he had to do was pull out the gun.
But there was two of us, so at least we could have tried to take him. We would have fought him.
Man, a gun kind of like raises the stakes.
Yeah, right? Fuck it. Shoot me, then fuck my dead body, I guess.
Ooh.
Anyways.
Leave my dead body unfucked, please.
Yeah, right? All right. Next quick hit.
All right, quick.
You like basketball?
I am a big fan of the sport. Let's just say it like that.
So I didn't realize this till the other day.
Yeah.
You also enjoy North Korea, right?
Yeah, they're all right. They're doing big things right now.
They're really fucking turning the page. I wonder if this is all a ruse for them to like do some shit. Like they got a maniacal fucking plan like in the works. Like
China.
China's probably like
China probably told them they gotta quit this shit or they're gonna stop. They were doing too much.
Right.
China's like, you gotta knock this shit off.
Well, because China is like a communist country, but they like don't have a bad reputation. Where the other communist country, fucking is Vietnam communist too now? I think it's what North Korea, China, and Vietnam, or I don't know. North Korea and China. I think there's one other communist country at all in the entire world. So North Korea was giving communism a bad name. I mean, on top of it already having a bad name. So, I mean, I didn't think about that, but, China's kind of like the older brother, like, hey, Kim, better line your shit up, bro, or we're going to fucking...
Yeah, that's what happened, man. I can almost guarantee you.
Yeah, probably. That's true.
No, it's probably our commander-in-chief.
Yeah, DT going in there. Fucking Trump master himself.
DT, double trouble.
Yeah. So, I didn't realize this. North
that?
Korea has its own rules for basketball.
They have different rules.
They have their own. They made up their own rules for basketball. Like all the rules are the same, but
you have to like pray to Kim Jong's face.
Yeah, right. Every time you shot, if you don't say "Hail Kim Jong Un," you fucking get shot. No, their scoring's different. Which, dude, I kind of want to see this. Okay, so everything's the same, but every slam dunk is worth 3 points. If you shoot a 3-pointer and it's a swish, it's worth 4 points. Every missed free throw, you lose a point.
Ooh, you got to make those free throws.
Right. And then those three I think are awesome. Like that would really change the game. But this last one I don't really kind of get because it makes the whole rest of the game worthless except for the last 3 minutes. The last 3 minutes, field goals are worth 8 points.
What?
Yeah, like I didn't get that one. I was like, I get the slam dunks, I get the 4-point swishes, I get the missed free throw.
I guess it's to make every game kind of
like even if you're down by 30 going into the last 3 minutes, you could catch up.
Yeah.
Essentially, it makes no game unattainable to win, but it also at the same time, if it's a close game, the entire game, that last 3 minutes
is the only thing that really matters.
Right, yeah. So, but anyways. I kind of want to like go on YouTube. I doubt YouTube even has it because it's North Korean. Like they guard their shit. I kind of want to watch North Korean basketball. I mean, I don't know how well because like I don't imagine they have like 6'6" super muscular athletes.
That's why
because Asian culture tends to have shorter.
That's why dunks are worth so much.
I didn't even.
Just telling you, dude. That's the exact reason.
So like the one guy who can dunk on the team, they're like. Jung Po, get in there.
He's good for 46 a game.
Yeah.
Shooting off 3-point dunks.
Yeah, Yao Ming's fucking over there just standing at the rim dunking. All right. Last one.
Another cricket.
What? One more quick hit before we jump to the final segment.
Let's go. Another cricket. Let's get it.
Were you ever a fan of Toys R Us, man?
Toys R Us is lit. Yeah, let's go. What about them? What'd they do?
You heard they all closed, right?
Oh, yeah. Okay.
They went bankrupt. They all closed. So now, I mean, Toys R Us stores were not small stores. I mean, I never went to a Toys R Us that was like a tiny store, right?
Like all of them closed?
The entire chain went bankrupt and closed.
God damn.
Now, there's people, excuse me, there's people trying to save them. Save the store. No, like, I don't know, like, just nostalgia maybe? I don't know. I mean, who fucking goes to toy? I mean, do even they take kids? I mean, buy shit off the internet now. I don't know. Anyways, brick and mortar is fucking... Dude, what are they going to do with all these shopping malls and strip plazas? It's going to be a fucking ghost town everywhere. It's going to be all apartments and restaurants.
I think we got another 100 years of brick and
we
mortar.
won't see it in our life. You know, I mean, there'll be Walmarts and Targets and shit forever, but the little stores, I mean, fucking, dude, I wouldn't be surprised if GameStop goes under.
Yeah.
Because there's just not enough. They don't make enough off brand new games and new. They make shit off used, and everything's fucking digital. So there's no used to sell anymore. Like, so they all their stores. I went to GameStop the other day. It's like full of fucking like dolls and shirts and fucking toys and shit now because they got to try to make their money somewhere.
Thanks a lot, Obama. It is ridiculous though, man. Because I remember going to Toys R Us and fucking. Like going in there with like $5 and walking in there and coming out with a new toy. Fucking action figures.
Right. And it's the same thing with like video stores and shit. I used to love going to the video store and walking around and rent movies and shit. And like I remember being in high school, get a carload of people, y'all go to fucking Blockbuster, walk around, pick out a movie, go back, fuck around, watch the movie.
Nah. Give me my Netflix, dude.
Yeah, right.
Okay.
Well, anyways, the reason I brought this up, so their stores are huge. So what's to be done with their stores? Well, a couple people in London had a great idea. They decided to break in and hold an illegal rave called Raves R Us.
Good idea.
It's original, right? Raves R Us.
Good idea.
Well, needless to say, it was busted and a bunch of people were arrested.
Yeah, well, you don't break in.
Are you gonna get the fucking city permits for an illegal rave?
You get fucking Toys R Us to sanction that shit.
Toys R Us is gone. The building is no longer Toys R Us's.
Whoever owned the building.
The bank's gonna be like, yeah, sure, come and have an ecstasy rave.
Hey, man, you give them $10,000 and charge $20 at the door, maybe.
Maybe.
Hey, maybe. Everything's got their price.
They do.
Raves R Us. That's a good idea.
Yeah, I know, right? All right. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back and touch on one more quick story before we end the episode of the Crazy Town Podcast. And we are back on the Crazy Town Podcast to go ahead and wrap everything up for today's episode. But TNT, I have one more semi-quick hit for you before we go.
For me?
Yeah, I guess I'll do this just for you.
Oh,
yeah.
That's
so I want to
sweet.
tell you a story about a heroic feat.
Okay, all right. I like stories.
Yeah, I mean they're good. So there's a man named Michael Orchard, and this happened in New York. I mean, you can maybe say it's Florida when we get to the end of the story.
It sounds more like a Florida story already.
So Michael Orchard, he saw one of his neighbor's houses on fire. And he knew the neighbors have a dog inside. So he decided he was going to save the dog.
Oh, good job.
I know, right? So he a little unorthodox, he drove his car through their fence and then went around back, smashed in their back door, got in the house, got the dog. In the meantime, he even went to other neighbors' houses, screaming, knocking on their doors, telling them about the fire. When the police show up, the police were there first. It said he was standing in the road heroically, like in a heroic pose, holding this dog. And the cops, came. He gave the cops the dog, all this stuff, and then he got arrested
because the house wasn't on fire.
Because the house wasn't on fire. He was on LSD. He was hallucinating and thought all this shit was going on.
That was a pretty good lead up.
You like that?
Well, the lead up, I was like, all right, so obviously the house wasn't on fire, but the LSD, man, that was
it said he was tripping balls.
M. Night Shyamalan twist on the end there.
It says that they knew he wasn't trying to be a cat burglar. Obviously, he wasn't trying to break into whatever. But he had no drugs on him. But he did get arrested. He got charged with second-degree burglary and third-degree criminal mischief. And I'm sure he had to pay for the fence. But they said in the article he at no time was on the road. So he took his car out of his garage from his driveway and drove straight through the yard into the fence. And then went out back and fucking busted their door in to get the dog out.
Wow.
I appreciate his fucking concern for the neighbor's dog.
Yeah, man. He's a good guy.
Like, Have you ever been so fucked up on anything that you would not realize that, like, whether it's alcohol or anything that you don't know what's going on?
Jonas, I think we've already said enough on this podcast alone. Too much to incriminate us in a court of law. Now, I don't know how the crazy town lawyers are right now, but I have not done any.
Well, I've never been
illegal
inebriated on anything
narcotic.
except for alcohol, so I wouldn't even know what being high on LSD or marijuana or anything feels like.
All right.
Straight face.
That's what you say.
Yeah, I mean, I'm true.
If that's what you say.
You know, and earlier when I said I drove drunk once, that was a lie. I just wanted to be cool.
I knew it.
I'm such a fucking...
Like, you don't even look at porn, right?
I'm like, no. Well, ew!
This dude's cookies clean as fuck.
Yeah, I like... If you ever think of, like... something that's the most purest form of anything...
The semen of Gabriel Angel.
Yeah. Right. That's me.
Yeah.
I am 100% pure. The only reason I swear or talk about anything on this show is for you. Not for you, for the audience.
Yeah, sometimes if a person speaks dog, then you have to bark for them.
Right, exactly. Like, if you guys met me, I mean, it would be nothing but Bible verses and robes around here, you know?
Bible verses and robes and pews.
Yeah, I'm close
Not
to the
pubes, you sick fucks.
I'm
pews.
close to the pews.
Church pews.
So
the guy was on, like, did he have any crack on him?
It said he had no drugs on him, so he was just tripping balls, man.
If they could search his house, man, it just seems kind of weird.
Yeah,
it kind of reminds me of that story where you're talking about the guy that broke into the house and killed the other dude.
Oh no, he didn't break in. He was trying to get in the front door, and the guy who owned the house opened the front door, and he just started attacking him because he thought he was an intruder.
Killed the guy, right?
And he killed him in his front yard, his own front yard, not like the guy who killed him.
That one was a little bit worse. This one was a little funny. That one was kind of
right. I figured that would be good because, like, yeah, he's like, I just can just imagine he's standing in the road, fucking with the dog, all heroic, like da 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 da, and like the cops like, "Sir, what's the problem?" He's like, "Here's the dog, the house, it's on fire," and he's like, "Sir, there's no fucking fire. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you?"
Yo, that was some good shit that he was on. No,
then,
I need to know his plug.
Right. And then, like, can you imagine that moment of realization? Like, wait, there's no fire? Like, even though you're fucked up, like, wait, there's no fire? And then you go and turn and you go, oh, there's no fire. Like, oh, my bad, dog.
They're definitely going to press charges.
Right. You can't, I mean.
All that property damage, man. I'm pressing charges.
Yeah, that's thousands of dollars worth of property damage. So probably, he probably could have got charged with a felony for the amount of damage he did.
Mm-hmm. Traumatized the doggo.
Yeah, right. Fucking broke into the family's house and shit. Like, yeah, that's crazy. So, but TNT.
What's up?
That is all the time we have for today's episode.
I'm disappointed, but I don't. How are the viewers feeling?
I hope they're not
listeners.
Yeah, viewers on the YouTube. We do get views on YouTube.
Do we?
If you watch this show on the YouTube channel, it counts as a view instead of a listen.
Oh,
yeah,
that's true. You can help us out, guys, and check out a gaming vid. We talk about stuff there too.
Yeah. So we do want to thank you all for listening. Before I pimp all of our stuff, TNT, you wanna promote anything? You wanna like talk about yourself?
Absolutely. TNT Dynamite. I'm on Twitter. I don't know how to use it. I've been trying. I don't know what to tweet.
You actually have been inactive for more than 30 days. I got it.
That sounds like something I would do. But I'm keeping ideas up here. But you can find my Twitter right next to fucking Beyonce and Jay-Z. We were just out in the vineyards last week. And,
were you?
Yeah.
So is that where you were? I where
so
you were.
If you sign up for the Twitter, you'll get the pictures soon.
Is that true?
They're not getting the pictures.
Oh. Because they're private. And like Jay-Z and Bay and Jay would be like.
No, I was just lying.
Oh.
Yeah.
All right. That's all right.
All right.
That's all right. So anyone, please reach out and tell us what you think about the show. If you have an idea for anything you want to hear about, if you think we fucking suck, tell me. I want to know about it.
Yeah, he does want to know.
I really do.
Really does.
If you really think we are shitty, tell me I'm fucking shitty.
He asked me a lot, like, do you think we suck? I'm like,
I am not insecure about our show. Do not portray me as insecure.
Ask me if we suck on
I said, are we trash? That's different.
You listen to those other guys' podcasts, and you were like, these guys are garbage.
Oh,
man.
dude, I don't talk shit on other podcasts. Don't even fucking say that. That's so wrong. Like, I respect everyone.
Like, do we suck? I'm like, I don't know.
I respect everyone who has a podcast because it's hard fucking work.
No, it doesn't change the fact whether or not you suck.
Some are good, some are bad, but I respect that you put it out. Because if you don't put it out, what you got to do, man?
All right.
You know?
What do you got to do?
What do you got? I mean, like, You can hate on my podcast all day, but if you ain't putting one out, mine's way better than yours.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
See, when you put a little sauce on it, I like the way it sounds.
Yeah, I didn't say it right. My
No,
alliteration
there
wasn't-
was some sauce in there.
No,
in
the
the
second time.
cadence.
Yeah, the second time. The
Yeah.
first time I was a little jumbled, but
Motherfucker.
yeah.
Gotta throw one of those at the end.
Motherfucker, if you don't like
Ooh.
my podcast and you ain't putting one out, mine's way better than yours, dog.
Thank you, Kanye. Very cool. I'm hitting them with the memes left and right.
Yeah. Ba-da-ba-ba-da-bow. All right. Anyways, of course, our website, the continuous cornucopia of, I said that backwards, but fuck it, thecrazytown.com. On Twitter, at the Crazytown Pod, if you want to know about all of our podcast doings, and at Crazytown Media, if you want to know about everything that we put under the Crazytown umbrella. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. It's under Crazytown Media. You can find all of our gaming videos there, playthroughs, Let's Plays, whatever. All the podcast episodes are there. So if you prefer to watch on YouTube rather than listen on SoundCloud or iTunes, that's great. We're going to try to put out some more content up on the channel soon, so we're going to keep it evolving. Please review us on iTunes. That helps us tremendously. We also are on SoundCloud, soundcloud.com/Crazytown Podcast. For Jonas and for TNT Dynamite, we are out.